Hey, besties. Welcome back to another episode of the byeee Besties podcast. I'm your co-host, Alyssa.
And I'm your girl, Samira, a.k.a. Samski.
Welcome back. We missed you. We missed you today. It is a locker room edition part 2.
The second version of locker room where the men spill the tea and we're catching the tea, baby, and we're letting you know what is going on behind these locker rooms.
Yeah, I'm excited. We have a lot of juicy tea. You know, when men get in a room together, they be chatting. So we got to unpack.
They be chatting sometimes more than us, baby.
I will say that. That's a topic for another day. But men, they are number one gossipers, even more than us.
Yo, so in this episode, we're going to dive into the intricacies of flirting while in a relationship, breaking up over text, ghosting, hit it and quit it, and the infamous revenge body. Get ready for these spicy stories, girls, because we are tapping in and giving unfiltered advice and letting y'all know where we're coming from our genuine place. Because you already know, we always keep it a stack.
We sure do. We're going to keep it 100 over here, honey.
So we're going to pretty much start off flirting in a relationship and pretty much the locker rooms. What's happening in the air, baby? They're saying, I'm single when I want to be. They not in a relationship.
Single when I want to be is crazy.
Now, tell me, what you think of that? What you receive from that?
Single when I want to be is crazy. You're not my man. You're not my man. You're not my man.
I mean, he not nobody, man.
Clearly.
He for the streets.
Clearly. I think that's crazy. I'm someone that's like, it's really hard for me to conceptualize that. I'm like, if you want to be single, just be single. I cannot stand a man who's in a relationship and is just like feeding this girl and like telling this girl everything she wants to hear or like pretty much it's giving like fake. Like you're giving fake vibes because you're smiling in her face, but when you're not with her and with your boys, you think you're single, ready to mingle.
Yo, I think this might be my saying. I can't even look at you as a man. Like that's crazy to me. Like that's you can't even be man enough to be genuine, to be authentic, to be just honest.
Yeah.
Like it's weird to me. Like why
just be
like
single.
That?
Be single. Communicate what you actually want and what you are or are not ready for, and like let the woman decide. I think men a lot of times they mess up, sis, because they're like they want to have their cake and eat it too. That's what that is.
Say it again.
They want to have their cake and eat it too.
And baby,
it's a no for me.
No, you're not about to have no cake on my dime.
I'm not the cake you about to be eating.
Not me, boy. Bye.
Boy, bye.
I think the biggest thing here, ladies, like what we're going to receive from this, because we heard this in the locker room. We know men are talking about this. The biggest thing is setting boundaries, right? Like, and having open conversations. So you're not running into men that their mentality is like that. And maybe if you have that deep conversation with them, you can avoid the man altogether.
Yeah. I agree, Samira. I have a question for you specifically on this topic. I am curious if is there a fine line? Like, what are you okay with your man doing when he's like out with his boys in relation to other women? Like, is it okay if he socializes with them, but he can't give his number out? Is it okay if they exchange Instagrams? Like, what's like the boundary that you're like, nah, like you're taking it too far? Can he? And he just got to be mute and he can't talk to no girls. What's the vibe that, you know, besties comment too? I want to hear what are you okay with your man doing? What's comfortable and what's not?
This is a good question too. Like another big one is a strip club.
Yeah,
and men in strip clubs. Personally, I'm not a jealous person. We talk about this. I'm not somebody that gets phased. And you know what? I want to give a little bit of background to this because I was explaining it to you. Like at a young age, my mom has always told me, there's always going to be somebody prettier than you, taller than you, skinnier than you, to always feel comfortable and love who you are because you can't change who you are. And this is who I am. So this is probably why I have that mentality. I don't get phased by if a man wants to have wandering eyes, if a man wants to be out there, because then you're not for me, baby. And that's okay. I receive that. And although maybe it'll hurt, but the thing is, I'm not about to change who I am. I'm not going to feel insecure because you're not a man enough to tell me you want to be in something else. So I think for me at this point in my life, this is who I am. God made me beautifully imperfect. And if you can't receive that and you have to have wandering eyes and you have to think twice, then you're not for me. So when you go out there, and this is like where the boundaries, my man knows I'm not jealous, but I think it's the intention behind it. Like if he's receiving an Instagram or phone numbers, I don't know, he could be potentially networking. So for me, that's not a problem. But my thing is the intention. If, hey babes, you're receiving the number to text her and to flirt. So then in your mind, clearly you're not having good intentions by getting the number. So for me, I don't have no issues with my man getting numbers, Instagram. It's the intention. If you're out here trying to do what you're not supposed to do, then baby, we got a problem.
Yeah, I love the way that you put that, Samira. That was so clear cut. First of all, mama got great advice. Hey mom. Hey mom, you raised her well. And I never thought about that. I'm literally gonna like cement that into my brain so that that's really what it is. It's the intention. That was you cementing it for me. Thank you, honey.
Do you feel it?
I felt it. Now I'm never gonna forget.
Good vibrations in her brain.
Yeah, I thought that was so spot on, sis. The intention behind it is really what it is. I'm the same way, where I don't want to ever feel like I'm controlling my man. I feel like as a secure woman, I really want a secure man who can go out into the world and who knows what he has. He values what's in front of him, and he can move with, that in mind, and he's not going to act disrespectfully. And I'm okay with you going out and networking, and even if you're out with your friends and whatever, you're in a space, handle yourself accordingly. Like you should know.
We are a reflection of each other, babe. Yeah. So if you're out here, you're acting crazy,
you're being messy. Not
only do you look bad, you're making me look bad. And therefore, then it doesn't make any sense, because when I'm in a relationship or in a partnership, we're one. So how you act, how I move is a reflection of you. And my person would need to have that always in their mind. And I
cement.
Yep, let's cement them. Cement whatever it is, we're cementing it in their brains.
Yeah. I have a question. Let's flip it really, really quick.
Yeah.
What if it's the woman and what if it's a woman and she's kind of more of like the flirty vibes, maybe? Yeah. And how do you think Libras, men should respond to that?
That's a fair question, because Libras are known for being flirtatious, and I'm a Libra.
She's a Libra.
But the thing is, my man knows I'm somebody I can work a room, in a sense. Like I try to be very purposeful if I'm in a networking setting. Like and one thing he knows about us as well, I work for all of us to eat, babes. So when I'm out here networking or whatever, my intention behind it is heavy on intention. The word is intention behind it is for us to progress together. When I'm in these spaces, like, I'm not trying to rah. I'm not trying to impress. Like when I dress up or I feel confident, it's not to impress. It's to make me feel good. And when I'm in there, I'm going there for us to all win, to elevate together. However, I think in the beginning, if someone does not know me and my man, like, I can understand the perception, maybe like, okay, maybe this girl is front street, or maybe this girl is, what's the word? Like, I don't want to say flirtatious, but like, I think it's important to set clear boundaries so it doesn't get to that thought. But I can understand it if they don't know me, that's what they would think. Yeah. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. I'm a smiley person, like an outgoing person. If I go into a room and I'm dressed cute, like, there might be guys that come up to me or whatever, and if I'm smiling or I'm with my friends, like, me being my bubbly self has nothing to do with if I'm in a relationship. It has nothing to do with me having interest in the man. I'm just literally just maneuvering and being myself how I am in any room, right?
Yeah.
So I think the whole thing you said about intention, what's your intention, having respect for your partner and knowing that you reflect each other.
Yeah.
I think we covered it.
Let's go on to the next little chatter, because they be chatting.
All right. What's the next locker room quote?
Break up over text. Ooh, they be breaking up with these girls over text, baby cakes.
Breaking up over text is crazy. He said, I'm over her. I just texted her that we're done. What are your thoughts? Is
over her. I just texted her that we're done.
Yeah, you think that's cool, or you think that's shady?
I don't like no man. That's definitely shady. I wish I had my glasses on. Your shady boots. You is shady as hell. Because my thing is, I don't like no man that don't got no fight in him. Nah, babes, don't you be saying I'm done. I'm gonna need you to keep fighting for me. Because if you're not fighting for me, then what was this relationship to begin with?
It's giving you didn't care in the first place.
Because And second of all, over text, like, you really had the audacity. You not man enough to come and just tell me in person. That's just crazy.
Sorry, honey. That's a dub. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Don't be breaking up with these girls over text.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never experienced that. And I'm sorry for, like, seriously, like, I'm so sorry for any woman that has felt that, received that, because that man just did you an injustice because he was never man enough to be what you did in the first place.
For sure. And hey, honestly, he did you a favor extracting himself from the equation, because
every
you
rejection
don't need
is a redirection, and baby, you redirect it for the best.
Yep, that's God's
you
protection.
Redirect it for the best, babes. We're gonna hit it with another one because we can't even. There's not much to say.
Oh, all right. This one guy, he said, "I saw my girl texting another man, so I'm outside tonight." Like, saying he's about to get a revenge body. Like, she didn't even go mess with anyone, but because she was texting another guy, like being flirtatious, and he's seen it, he checked her phone, he's seen it. He's like, "Oh, I'm outside." So, do you think that's valid, or do you think that's messed up?
Is that valid? That's wild. Like, that's literally giving Love Island vibes when they went to Casa. I'm not gonna say not too much, but because she hasn't seen it, but that's crazy. For the revenge body, I'm just like, I think it's important that it's important to understand that men want to feed their egos, and for me that will never sit right with my spirit, because you got to be man enough that you don't need your ego to be stroked.
It's giving ego and insecurity, because I understand you being upset, but the fact that you had to be so extreme to take it there and go like, get a body, I need to be outside now, like, it stirred you so much. I feel like you could have had a conversation, you could have broke up with the girl. Like, if you, I would be less upset about you, I should say, less upset at you if you dumped her for that, rather than being like, I need to go get a revenge body. Like, it's gonna make me feel better. I think that's crazy. Feel like,
I don't understand how men will stroke their egos or feel good about something and don't realize the repercussions of what that causes to a woman, because
that's a good conversation, sis.
What it does is it really has women think about their insecurities, not feeling good enough, and it's just the act itself and the consequences don't even feel equivalent. It's so disturbing to me that they don't realize how much they're impacting a woman. And it's so sad to me, because if they could just step outside of themselves for 1 second, they would realize, like, babes, this world does not revolve around you, and your actions can literally can make or break people sometimes. Like, it's really, or even just take years of their life, like really backtrack them, like can really even give them like traumas that they have to work through. It can really affect them, you know, for a long time. I just feel like you have to be considerate and responsible of the people that you're with, and just of who you are in the world, whether it's the kind of friend you're being, the kind of daughter you're being, the kind of you know, like girlfriend or wife that you're being, the kind of mom that you're being. It has an impact. You have an impact on the people around you. So when you're, you know, not really being, let me not swear, when you're not being the best, you know, or you're hurting people and you're not caring, that's the biggest thing. Because we all have our off days. We're not going to be our best 100% of the time, you know, but if you're not caring and you're hurting people, then I don't really like people like that. I just feel like they're projecting, because why do you need to have a woman feel that? Like, what are you gaining out of that, rather than just ending the relationship? It's just, and like having to go through, like a woman having to go through this healing process. And I'm all for, like, yes, everything happens for a reason in that quote, but I'm just like, this all could have been avoided if this man just kept it in his pants, or if this man was just man enough, like just had the guts to just tell her like it is.
I feel like a lot of men are not men enough. A lot of men aren't like real men.
Say that again, and don't be afraid, because it's true. A lot of men are not man enough. I don't know. They're like Justin LaBoy said, they're in their Van Cleef soft girl era. Yeah. And baby, I don't want none of that. I don't want no soft girl era. I need you to be a man and just be true to who you are. Like, you don't need to cap. You don't need to clout for the gram, clout for whatever's going on. Just be true.
Yeah. I think it comes down to too, like, having your priorities mixed up. And honestly, Samira, I think a lot of men don't know what it is to be a good man. Like, I think a lot of men haven't had the examples. They don't have the blueprint. They really don't know how to do it. And what they're looking at, their examples out here.
I'm sipping tea.
Girl,
I'm sipping tea.
The examples out here are terrible. Like, if you're taking examples from what you're seeing on social media or from men who aren't even in like happy, successful relationships, who are bosses, who are like power couples, like those are the people you should be looking up to. The men that have families, that are taking care of their kids, that that are making good money, that are happy, you know, that have their priorities straight. Not the men that are just shopping designer, or you know, nothing's wrong with designer, but you're only shopping designer, you're not paying your bills, you're on social media, you feel better about yourself because you have 100 bodies or whatever, like
no,
you know, or you're in your soft girl era and you're not even trying to pay for the second date. Like, you're all getting advice and emulating the behavior that you really shouldn't, and it's not a good look. I said what I said.
I full-heartedly agree with this, and I'm not going to deep dive into this, and it's not an excuse, but having a father figure really makes or break a man. And
a good father figure.
Yeah, heavy on a good father figure. And shout out to all the single mothers out there. We know it's not easy. You're doing the role of two, and you're taking on the world, and you're killing it, and it's just hard. And I know obviously we're woman, you don't want your son or your son to, you know, ever hurt another woman. But you know, they need that. They need somebody to look up to that can really be a man.
It's hard for a woman to really teach her son to be a man. You can only do so much. It requires so much of you. Yeah. And it's not impossible. I've seen so many women do it, but you know, it sometimes a certain man needs something else, or even a mom, you can only raise him so far, and then it's out of your hands, and he's going to be whatever, you know, whoever he is. You're going to love him unconditionally, of course, but it's up to the man at the point of which he is an adult, you know, whether that's, you know, to me it's probably like in your 20s, by like 20 to 25, like you're going to have to start, you know, being mindful of your surroundings and what you're taking in and who you're trying to become.
We're going to go into our last discussion here. What they were stating in the locker room, baby. The T said, she said she's cool, but now she acting crazy. She acting loco.
Oh, no.
She's acting fool. She acting out of control.
She says she's cool, but she's acting crazy.
But what that mean, she acting crazy? You want to give me some
I kind of feel like this is probably... I could be wrong, but it's kind of giving like a friends with benefits vibe. Like maybe they were cool. You know how like you meet and y'all are cool, you're messing with each other, and then men in their heads, they think, oh, she's cool. Like, you know, you see her.
No feelings. Like, this is.
He's having fun. And then I feel like women, you know, we are more emotional. So personally, like if I give you my body, I'm going to catch feelings. Not every woman is like that, but a lot of them are. So that's probably why she's starting to act quote unquote crazy to you. But I'm a girl's girl. I don't think your idea of what crazy is, I'd really have to hear if she's like scratching your car, or if she just, you know, wants you to be her man now.
I mean, my thing is, this is where, and I feel like this is going to be repeated over and over and over again, is communication and having clear boundaries. And like, I think a lot of women will put themselves in the situation of a situationship, but truly they're not prepared of what that situation entails. And I think it's important to be true to you and know what you want, so you're not in a situationship and you get your feelings boo-boo hurt. If you're a relationship gal, don't even try it, babes. It's not for you. It's not.
I'm a lover girl, so I'm right there with you.
Lover girls here, babes. We're in our lover girl era. But I agree. But some women, like, they're okay.
So what expectations you mean? Like having realistic expectations?
Setting the expectations, but also having that clear conversation with the man. Like, if that's clearly what they're into, and you got to be true to yourself. Like, yeah, you may like him, but that's not for you.
Run.
No, we're gonna have to keep run
for your life. Run for your life.
We did it with that one. Yeah, that's like, we hit it on the nail with that. Like, set the expectations. I agree. No, I don't think women be acting crazy or how they're making us out to seem, because a man loves to twist a woman's words. But like, you're not acting crazy. I think sometimes men are just so dramatic.
They are dramatic.
They're so dramatic, and they're like,
and they want their cake and eat it too so bad, so they'll make you feel bad or make you feel like you're acting crazy and you're out of pocket.
You're out of your body.
Yeah,
like, they're like, nah, you're crazy, and they'll make a woman feel that way.
Yeah, they're really good at that. So don't let no man make you think you crazy. Stand 10 toes down for what you know is facts.
10 toes down.
Yup. And if you gotta walk away,
with
wiping your tears and all, wipe them away, and then you're gonna be good.
Pick up your girl pants, get this money, and move on. Boss up on
level up on him.
Period. Poo.
It's the year of the upgrade, honey.
Yep, that's it. And you know, we may stir the pot.
It's gonna get hot,
but trust,
we just hit the jackpot. Okay.
Thank you for watching Tapping Into Baddie Besties. It was so fun. You know, Locker Room Edition. We will be tapping into you next series as well, of course. But make sure y'all stay tapped in. Show some love. Yes. Subscribe, like. We appreciate you guys.
We love y'all so much.
Love you. Bye.